channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Before you leave today, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on this video here, please. Today's episode of the 31-day challenge, I will actually be creating this eye look here as well as completing my full foundation routine. So if you're interested in that, then just please keep on watching.
The first step in eyeshadow is always to prime the eye. So I'm using the Urban Decay primer potion and I'm using this brush. I usually use my finger, but I really liked the shape of this brush. It was really working well. And then I'm going to be using this first shade here, and I'm going to set the entire eyelid with that shade. This was actually my first time using the Naked Heat palette from Urban Decay, but I figured there's no point in doing a review if there's so many out there already and I'm just late basically. For the crease, I'm going to go in with Sauced first and just doing the regular stuff, back and forth motion, and then swiping kind of higher up. And then I pick up some more of the color and then blend back and forth again and a little bit up. And basically I just do that back and forth until I get the shade or crease kind of dimension that I like. Now going in with Cayenne or Cayenne, I don't know how you say it, but it's like the pepper, and I'm placing it on the crease as well and a little bit lower than the last color, but you still want it to be just as blended. Next on the crease, I'm going to use the color Ashes, and I'm actually using the brush that the palette came with for the entire look. So it's really cool that it has a flat side to apply the color where you want it and then the other side to blend it. So here I'm using the flat side for the outer V, excuse my phone. And then I'm going to be flipping the brush over and just blending. This step you can actually skip. I try to cut my crease with the shade Ounce, but it didn't really work out. So if you want that look, I would say use concealer instead. And basically that was just like a little base for Lumbre that I'm going to use next. And I'll be applying that from my inner corner all the way kind of to the outer V. Then I went back into the outer V and deepened it with Ashes again. My tear duct, I used the MAC pigment in Vanilla. It's very pigmented, obviously. I just made sure that I used a small brush. Now I'm going to be going in with this really cool blue metallic liner. And I winged it. This is when you knew I messed up, but I kept going. And at that point I left the eyes how they were and moved on to the face. So first I like to use my Time Wise Day Solution on my entire face. It's basically a moisturizer as well as a sunscreen. And then over that I use my oil mattifier as a primer. This helps to conceal all my pores and it also keeps my skin from getting oily throughout the day. This really works, by the way. So I'm just getting it basically all over my entire face. And then I moved on to the liquid foundation. I'm using the matte wear. And for this look, I use the brush, which gives me really full coverage instead of the beauty blender. And once I covered my entire face with the foundation, I moved on to the concealer to highlight underneath the eyes. And I like to do one eye at a time recently, because that way I can set it before it creases and then I moved on to the other eye. And I'm just using the Kat Von D translucent powder, of course. And I repeat this for any highlight on the face. I don't want my skin to look super crusty, so I only let it sit for a little while and then I remove it. Now I'm going to contour with this shade. Of course, on my cheekbones, I use this on my forehead as well. I use it to contour my nose. I use it on my jawline especially. And yeah. So going back in with the translucent powder, I'm going to use the Beauty Blender just to really mark that contour. I like to do it from the top of my ear to the corner of my mouth. And then again, I let that sit there for a bit. So now I'm using the highlight in the KOKO palette as well for my nose, my cheekbones, my temples, and my chin. I'm going to apply my lashes and my mascara. And going back into Lumbre, I'm going to use this on my bottom lash line. And you know I like to do that first before I actually apply mascara on my bottom lashes. otherwise it just gets really ashy. Now for my lips, I'm going to be using a lip liner as well as a lip stain. I'm lining my lips, and then what I'm going to do is apply lip stain on the center, and then I just kind of blend it out until I like the way that it looks. Now the look is complete except for the part that I forgot to line over my lashes, and as you can see, this is why you shouldn't forget that step.
Alright guys, that is all for today. The look is complete, as you can see. But also check out the description box. There's always a lot of good info in there. And if you have any tips and tricks for me on my videos, maybe something that you see I could improve, let me know down in the comments. Please and thank you. All comments are welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified of every single one of my uploads. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. As always, thank you so very much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate it.